charging away.
And now they can hear you, and now they should be able to see you. Everything should be up and running. Hopefully, I don't have any more technical issues. It's been a lot last 30 minutes, but it's all fine. So, welcome back, Richie, and hello again, John.
Hey, Anders, how's it going?
Good to see you.
Yeah, how are you guys doing?
All good, all good. Excited for the launch. Just
Yeah, because you're never launching anything else or doing anything else. But during this call today, I will probably spend a little bit of time just making fun of John missing out on the last two chats we have had for different reasons. But it's all fun and laughs, so no one has to be too worried. But yeah, so guys, what's happened since we spoke last time? It's been a little bit now.
Since we spoke last time, not that much. Since John spoke to you last time, well, it's been months, hasn't it? So
yeah, it's been a while. When were you on last, Richie? What was the last thing you did?
Before Horrors 2, wasn't it? So yeah, since then Horrors obviously launched again. We had a big sale and then did a ridiculous amount of reward cards. That took up a few weeks. Well, the majority of July, I would say, was all about that, wasn't it?
Yeah, Horrors 2. Well, yeah, now it's comics, something that we've been working away on the in the background for pretty much as before we even kind of started with Horrors 1. We've been working on this for a long time. So
I think we mentioned it to you when you had us on the first time. What must have been? Was it November, December? I don't know. Was it
December or first week of January, something like that. It feels like years ago, but hey, it's it's not even 1 year.
Yeah, but in crypto, that's a lifetime.
Yeah, it surely is. It's a little bit crazy that like the first time you came on, you shared that you were going to do. You had a goal to make a comic, but you didn't really know exactly how that one was gonna play out. And now we're here, just like in the real world, just a few months later, in crypto, a few years later. So how has the process been for this last decade?
Well, we had long. We had a dream. We thought we knew what we were doing. We were maybe a little naive. We're thinking how easy it'd be to knock up this comic viewer.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a work in progress over quite yeah, and it hasn't gone exactly as we imagined, but I think the final result's probably better than we imagined. Would you say, John?
Yeah. I mean, I think half of the battle was finding the right team to build it for us. Everybody sort of is in the space, is super busy, and it's kind of a developing thing, isn't it? So it's, a lot of developers don't have experience with blockchain, and then, it's wax and all this kind of stuff. So just finding the guys to build it for us that was half the battle. But yeah, so they've been working on it now for, I don't know when they started, but it's certainly been a few months. Probably, when do you reckon, Rich? How long have we been working?
Probably 4 months. Well, we talked to them
it
was probably about 5 months ago when we started talking to them, and we gave them the full spiel about what we wanted or what we'd like to see happen. And then it was a further conversation about what they could do and how it could be done. And then, but then once we got them signed up, it's still a good few months of work.
Yeah, and it's been a sort of iterative thing where we've been playing with it and testing it out and seeing what works and what doesn't. So it's we've been kind of like working with it, and it's evolved over time, and it's kind of, we had, like Richie was saying, we had a certain idea about how it might work when we sort of started in the process, but it's different now, and it's good that we've kind of gone through stages and stages with it. So now it's, you know, we're really happy with where it's at, and it's just the start as well. Obviously, you know, when people start playing with it on Sunday, they're going to tell us what's wrong with it and what we need to do next and all this. So it's just, you know what I mean? So we're ready for that as well.
Yeah, but it's like a never-ending feedback loop. But that's also
absolutely.
But you have to adapt. You have to have an idea. You have to set a goal. You have to go for it, and then you have to adapt with what's possible right now with the resources you have, the people around you. Like perhaps you could find some dev in a cave somewhere that could do some kind of magic. Or you find another guy that says he can do it all and he can't, and it's hard to evaluate, and it's hard to follow up like what is really possible with the time and the resources. But how has it been? Like none of you guys has built anything like this before, or at least from what I know, have led like a project like this.
We have zero tech skills and not that much more knowledge about it. All we have are ideas that we try to get other people to implement. So as you say, finding the guys who can follow up with what they can say they can do. So like we talked to a lot of teams that we didn't really get a great feel for some of them, but they asked the right questions, they had the right background, and yeah, we've been really happy with them.
Yeah.
Are they distant, or are they hooligans like yourself?
I think the team's sort of based all over the world. I think it's a big team. I don't know how many. I guess you're talking. I don't know, Rich. How many?
There's quite a few that we've spoken to over the time. There's a couple of people who lead the project and then have used other people for different parts of it, for different skills and what have you. But no, they're not local. They're not people that we knew beforehand.
Yeah.
It's people that we found through the space and then went out from there.
Yeah, that's awesome. And like, okay, so for anyone watching, this is the thing. So
this is the first time anybody's seen it live, I do believe.
Whoa. And they said, hey, nice poster, but this is more than a poster. So you can actually go in here and you can actually go and read it. So this is, well, you guys should explain what this is, what they are seeing, what are you looking at?
So the poster, that's the cover to the comic. Now, that's an NFT. So if you don't own that, you won't see it. And this is the viewer. So once you click into the comic, then this is the viewer. So the way it works is it's laid out like a comic page, 3 panels on every page. Each panel's got 8 variants with a 101 as well, if you're lucky enough to get that. And when you sort of hover over each panel, you can pick which variant you want. Obviously, if you don't have them, you can't see them.
I already treated you to a few of the panels on each page. So that one you can see every time there's a padlock, it means you can't own that variant.
Yeah, and for anyone being worried, this is on the testnet, so this is not actually on main.
Yeah, so it's all on the testnet at the moment.
I did not get anything real so far.
Didn't even give you any ultra rares or any action ones either, so you can't be clicking. There's a few padlocks that you won't be able to see. But we've got to keep something back for the launch. But yeah, there's
and as you can see, sort of as you click through each page, you'll be able to read the story. And obviously, if you don't have the panels, you'll be missing important parts of the story. And but yeah, so you've got the sort of the animated panels.
Yeah, I thought that'd be a good place to leave it with you. I thought I'd give you one animated panel just to show. I think you're up to about page 5 there. There's 16 pages with 3 panels per page, so you need 48 NFT to get the entirety.
And I think it's worth saying, you know, a lot of this stuff, we don't really have a reference point for it. Like, so not that we've seen anybody else has done this. So it's not like we can look at anybody else for a model of how they've done it. And so every aspect of it, we sort of have to design ourselves, from how big the comic is, how many pages, just every single element of it we've had to think about. And because, like I say, nobody else has done this as far as I'm aware. So I think that's one of the reasons it's taken us a while as well to kind of really think about it and, you know, try and deliver like a really good experience for people.
It's very nice if you manage to get all like look at this, like this is awesome. you can still read it. I guess for all of the viewers I need to zoom in like this for you to be able to read it. But you can see that nothing, like the graphics are still great even though I zoom in full width on my screen and everything.
Yeah. Well, we like to sort of make everything super high res as well, so you know people can display it and such. But one of the things that we when we started out, we had like with the variants and stuff, they were kind of similar to what we use, you know, we've used in the horrors. So it was like lots of flashy stuff and all this kind of thing. But what we realized was that didn't necessarily make a great comic book reading experience. So we simplified it down, and that's part of the process. I was saying you sort of, you know, come out the gate and you're like, right, we're going to do all this stuff and have all these like awesome effects and things, but actually, you know, when you had them all, it was like giving me a headache. So I was like, no, we can't use these. You need to be able to read the comic. So it's an interesting sort of challenge, making, you know, the effects feel sort of distinct and fun and exciting, but also readable as well, you know.
Yeah, Nick actually has a good point there. Like, if you go through some of them, it would be nice if the speech bubble was in front of the effect, so it was easier to read. But for me, if I zoom in here, so if we look at this, it's kind of easy to read nonetheless. I have not used the mobile because I don't use mobile for anything, but it probably works there as well.
It works pretty great on the mobile, to be fair.
Nice. And we actually had a question before, and it was, I think it was to Richie, where you're from. It could have been Joe. No, it was Richie, yeah. So where are you from?
Is somebody telling me they can't understand my accent again?
I had somebody the other day say I can't understand that Scottish accent.
It's not Scottish. But it is northeast of England, out in the countryside, middle of nowhere, kind of Mackham, which is from Sunderland area.
They just say they are hooligans and they speak English. That's what it said translation. Yeah, pretty much. No, it's all like for me your accent is it's not that hard to understand. When I was in China and I studied Chinese and tried some kung fu and things, one of my co-students was from Ireland, and he had a deep accent, like a crazy. Half of the time, if you didn't focus, you had a really hard time to understand him, at least for the first, I don't know, 3 months, and then you started to like you get used to it, I guess. But yeah, very crazy.
I still can't understand Richie sometimes.
Yeah, we've been talking for more than 3 months now, Anders. That's why you can understand it. It's all right.
Yeah, that's probably it. And I trained on the Irish guy. Not really the same, but yeah, that's all good. So these comics, what's the idea? How are they gonna be sold? What are people to expect when they buy them? And yeah,
selling them packs, same as always. Packs of 10, packs of 25. Yeah, crack them open. There's all the different rarities. The base ones are fairly common because we wanted everybody to be able to get, to be able to read one version of the comic without it costing an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think what is it, 45% chance of getting a common, something around that anyway. But yeah, so those should pop quite a lot. So you'll be able to get your base set, but then you go all the way down to your ultra rares at 13 ago. So there won't be many ultra rare full versions of this comic. Typically.
Yeah. So it's a really interesting sort of meeting of, you know, comic narrative and collectible. So, you know, you collect the panels, you assemble the comic, you get the different variants. And so it's, you know, we're kind of interested to see how the community take to it, whether they take to it, because it does feel quite different to anything else, certainly that we've done, but in terms of other things we've seen as well. But kind of my instinct or feeling was that comic book guys are generally collectors and collectors are generally comic book fans. There's a sort of a really nice, you know, they kind of go hand in hand. We're all geeks, and nerds. So, and we can be proud about that. But yeah, we think it hopefully it'll be the nice kind of meeting of the two different worlds in a way.
And we'll stick with our usual method. We will be rewarding if you get the full comic of one variant. There'll be a little something in it for people. Yeah, we're trying to cater to both the comic book fans and your collectible fans. But we'll see how that plays.
So since it's you guys, what have you hidden inside the packs that people don't expect?
We have those one extra we've got those 8 variants on the screen. There is one extra variant which well, if you had a look on the testnet, you might have seen them because I was playing with them. But nobody else should have seen what else is coming in that.
It's actually interesting, Anders, because this is something we talked about as well. That obviously when we've done the horrors and other sets, we put loads of stuff in there, loads of surprises, lots of different sets and things. But with this, it's a different thing. We felt that because I was saying to Richie, we could put this in, we could put this in, we could put this in, and he was like, actually, we need to keep it sort of simple and streamlined, and it's a comic, it's sort of, that's the thing, and we've really sort of focused on that, I think. And so that's been part of the process as well. It's kind of like coming up with all these ideas and discarding them and saying, actually, no, it's keeping it as simple as possible. And I think once people sort of understand how it works and kind of, the mechanics of it and the concept, really, that's when I think we can start to push it further. And obviously the tech and the dev team will be pushing them as well. So, but it feels like we want to start in a kind of like get a solid foundation, a simple kind of clean interface for people, not overcomplicated, and then build again as we have kind of done with our collectible sets.
Yeah, we talked about putting collectible sets in, didn't we? Like as a separate that doesn't go in the comic viewer. But I shot John down on that. I thought it might. He
thought it might be confusing for people.
Yeah. Both at the same time.
Yeah, I think it's good that you keep it simple. Like it's something new. It's a different kind of product. It's aligned with what you have done before. I call this an adult comic. If you have followed in the Telegram chat, you will know why. Yes, because I love to poke things. As does the comic. But yeah, so we actually have a good question here from Trigger Haven. Have you considered doing a physical comic from this and have that as some kind of a limited NFT or perhaps some kind of reward for collecting something or things along that line?
We have discussed that a number of times in all sorts of different ways that we could do it and how we distribute and for what reason. And we want to get this out and make it work and all, see how the community takes to everything. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that makes sense, especially like reward based or we'd keep it limited. We like to keep things potentially anyway. There are so many different things we could do with it, but that's something we have already put feelers out about a little bit.
Yeah, and I think again it will be something that it develops over time as well. But I think we have something planned with this first comic that will kind of take us into the physical world that we've never done before as well. So, which is quite interesting for us. It's funny because we've been like, a lot of people have asked us about physical stuff, but with digital, so we've kind of kept it very simple like that as well. But I do think more and more that, you see like with the Funko stuff, and I think people do like that crossover. So it's definitely something I think we will sort of move into as we go.
And since you're on Wax, I mean, Wax owns the patent for Verl. So that also is a little bit interesting that, like, as long as you are on Wax, you are safe from that. I don't know if they will enforce their Verl patent in the future, or if they do, if it actually sticks when people start to back physical goods with the NFTs. But they do have a patent for that from, I think it's 3 years ago or something, 3 years ago.
It's interesting.
Which is for use on the Wax blockchain. So that is, it's one of their things. They have taken a few patents actually, and I do not know if they will enforce them or if it works if they do, but that's very nice. Yeah, I did like. Okay, Nick has a question. This painting behind me, that is an NFT as well. It's redeemable until end of this year for the one that has it right now. And people do love that. I mean, I love the idea of having a physical item backed, like when an NFT backed by physical items, you can actually trade it and own it without actually having the item.
Yeah.
Is that what Ultrix were doing as well? I did read about, there was an article about that, wasn't there, where you don't have to redeem it straight away. So yeah, you can just trade it in the NFT format until somebody wants to.
Yeah, I think that's really that. I think could open up lots of really interesting possibilities.
Yeah, because like let's say you own art in a museum, then you want to keep it there, it's safe, it's insured and everything, but you have that NFT, you can sell it, you can trade it. The art piece in the museum can have it can be a share, so you have 10 pieces of NFTs for one piece of art, so you own a tenth of Mona Lisa, you own it, you're cool, you can go in for free in the museum. People go into there, you earn a small share of all the entry fees because you own a small portion of a painting. That could really make a museum into a more collaborative thing. It could work in my mind. I don't know if it would work for real, but it also means that you can sell that asset more freely to whenever you want, to whoever you want, and all over the world. And I really see a future where that is a reality. I hope sooner rather than later.
The way things are moving, could be within months, you never know.
Next week.
Yeah, so okay, so this comic, when is it going live?
15th of August, which is Sunday. The pack sale is 5 p.m. UTC. Pack opening is 6 p.m. UTC, and the comic viewer goes live an hour later at 7 p.m. UTC. So it is staggered over a couple of hours.
Yeah.
We have 2 pack sales. Because we're whitelisting half the packs to people who've collected our previous things as a bit of a reward. So that goes at 5 o'clock, and then the public sales at 5:15.
How many of your NFTs do people need to have, and is that snapshot taken already, or is that something you will do later?
That snapshot was taken last week. I didn't announce it in advance. It was to anybody who had any kind of set of crypto horrors, Horseman, or Horrors 2. So I think there's 650. Yeah, you'll be on there. But yeah, so it was just for people who've previously collected and held our stuff, not just collected previously. So yeah.
Not just collect for the drop and then drop it.
Yeah.
I do have quite a few. I mean, the first time we spoke, we were very clear that I am not a collector. I don't collect things. I don't have full sets of anything. I find 1 or 2 NFTs that I like from a collection, and then I have a few of those. That's usually how it was before, but right now I have over 1,000 horror NFTs in my hot wallet, which is kind of interesting.
Nice. Well, it was a long time ago you weren't a collector. I've seen you now. We've got all sorts of sets together, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm afraid to go into and look at it, actually. There are way too many NFTs. And have you noticed the more people in your community doing the same thing, they didn't collect things or didn't know about NFTs, and they love doing it here? What's the feedback you get?
Oh, we absolutely love that, don't we? If we can turn a flipper into a collector, it's brilliant.
Yeah, well, it's nice with every series 2 was I think a real success in the way that we were really, the way we sold it, I think it allowed a lot of people who perhaps hadn't been able to get into the initial sales of other sets that we've done. It allowed a lot of people to get in, and I think we've seen a lot of new collectors join the community on the back of that, and that was kind of one of the reasons we wanted to do it, that open time limited sale that we did. But it's great, it's what it's all about. I think a lot of the space, obviously, it's about making money and investments and speculating, but for me, I'm not really like of that mindset, really. I'm a collector. That's what I enjoy, and I think that, there are a lot of people in our community who are like that as well. And it's fun, you know. You're trading with people, you're sort of racing to get the sets done before the deadlines, and it's fun, you know. To me, that's what it's about. And I think as an adult, it's kind of hard to find those things that like, excite you and bring you a bit of joy. And I think this space does that, and I think it does it for a lot of people. And I think that's pretty amazing, to be honest.
Yeah, and I mean, one thing that I found stressful is that I didn't have time to finish all my collections for Series 2.
It's tough.
It went so fast. Like, I opened a lot of packs. I saved a lot of packs to open on another stream. They are still unopened, which is
wow, it's impressive.
That's very rare for me, I should say.
You need to get them open. We're 92% opened, I think, at the moment. Don't hold down our stats.
I will hold down your stats for now. No, but really, it is kind of crazy that, like, there are so many things happening in the space right now. When we were here back in January, the biggest launch we had so far, launch month, was December. We had one every 3-4 days. There was a launch.
Yeah.
Now, like, if you have 5 to 10 launches in a month, that's a very calm month right now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's more like that per day right now, which is very interesting. There is so much happening. And how are people like paying interest to your project over the time? Are they keep interested in the community? Are they leaving and coming back for the next launch? What's the feeling there?
The community's grown each time that we've done a launch, because I keep all the stats. I like to see how many, obviously, people collect a base set and of things, and it's increased each time. And the second series of horrors, we were really pleased with how many people we had interacting and collecting. But yeah, I think we try to keep the community active, and I think we've got a good core group who stick around all the time. We do the mining sets. We've just launched another mining set, which people like, because it's people off. Well, I was going to say it's people with a low budget can get involved with them, but actually everyone gets involved with them, really. But yeah, so we've done that. So we try to, even if we're not doing sales, we try to keep giving value to the community, keep people interested. Yeah,
and I think you can. Even like you were talking about, Anders, the time that we've been here, we've seen the sort of the space in the community change kind of massively, you know. So we get, I think, a lot of people who collected Series 1 who were in at the start, they're still with us, and they're still, you know, they're still backing us. But you get people who sort of come in for one set, maybe they don't fancy one, or they come back for another one. And we've seen there's all kinds of different collectors, and I suppose with some people, you know, it depends, doesn't it? If there's things going on in real life, they have to step back a bit, and, you know, because this space is can be pretty overwhelming and pretty full on for people. So we've got all kinds of collectors, but I think we have a really, really, really good hardcore, you know, some of the best people in the space are in our community, and they stood by us right from the start. And, you know, I think that's one of the things we really want to kind of pay that back. And, you know, we've got big plans and things that we've got in the works to do that as well. But, you know, it means a lot to us as well. And it's not just us saying it. We genuinely love our community, and, you know, we wouldn't be anything without it. So, you know, it's really important to us.
Except when they're making memes of us.
That's... I'm not such a fan of that, I'll be honest.
That's a cue for more memes. Yes, if anyone watching.
Well, I was sick of being. I was like, one of the things I didn't want to happen in my life was to become a meme, and it's happened now. So, you know, worst nightmares realised. But I'm not just being a meme on my own. So I released a couple of pictures, embarrassing pictures of Richie, the other day. So.
And about embarrassing, of course. I don't know what you're on about.
Yeah. In fairness, you do. But I thought it was his turn to get a bit of the treatment.
I've seen one or two of you have Anders over the time as well.
Yes. Yeah. I think it's a term of affection. I think it's quite nice, actually.
I think it's fun. I have a guy, Cryptoad. He's making a lot of, like, he's taking my face and putting on GIFs.
He's been working on me as well.
And I'm like, each time I like, this is so like, it's an embarrassing thing, but I just love it because he's making fun of me, and I'm a big enough person to laugh at it.
Absolutely, it's all part of it, isn't it? And I think, you know, one of the things with me and Richie all the way through, really, we take what we do very, very seriously, you know, and we put everything we've got into it, but we don't take ourselves particularly seriously, you know.
That's how it should be.
Absolutely, yeah.
If you're going to do a dance like you did, you're going to get turned into a meme, realistically. You had it coming.
I did, yeah. I was, in my defense, I was quite drunk at the time.
So people have to go where to find that dance and that meme.
Join out Telegram. This is how we're getting people in now. It's not the horrors. It's just
it's memes.
I think Toad actually turned it into an NFT, so you can. I think the number one's probably worth thousands of dollars. So, you know.
The number one's in my wallet, as it happens.
Have you got the number one?
And he sent me the.
Why have you got the number one?
That's God knows.
That really should belong to me, shouldn't it?
It's all
disgusting.
That's awesome. And then you can Richie can also always take it and show it to you and make fun of it.
And make it non-transferable, non-burnable, and just send it over.
Oh, beautiful.
No, but that's all good. Like, okay, so back the first time we spoke, which is like 8 months ago, pretty much straight, a decade in NFTs world. Back then, you were doing this on the side when you were having fun. How much time are you guys putting into the horrors right now? Have it enabled you to change your life in any way, or are you the same, just doing more? Or
it's changed everything. We're how many days how many hours in a day there? Because that's pretty much what we're putting in. But it's all consuming.
Yeah,
it's great.
Well, I mean, right from the start, I pretty much jumped on this full time. And sort of carried things a bit, and then Richie, because Richie was sort of running the family business and stuff. So, but yeah, Richie came on full time was it April, Rich?
Yeah, it took a few months to close the business down. So I was on from the start of April. When we took on Macaulay, our artist, he came on full time at the same time, and
and it's just, you know, it's sort of growing at a kind of just a sort of mind-boggling rate. The things that we have planned and the things in the pipeline will blow people's minds when we get to them. But yeah, our team is going to have to grow all the time as well to sort of match what we kind of want to do. But yeah, it's you'll know, Anders, it's every minute. There's no escaping it. I have got no idea what's going on in the real world. No idea.
You've been in the fake world.
But somebody mentioned COVID the other day. I was like, I don't know what that is. What are you talking about?
You're like it's not a COVID lockdown. It's an NFT lockdown.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But like all of this success that you're able to do this full time is awesome. But is everything joy and love, or what kind of struggles and difficulties have you noticed?
I think what's fair, most of it's really good, especially like working together. We can do the creative side, all that kind. It is sometimes finding, because we don't have the greatest tech knowledge and the tech skills, so it can be hard finding the right people to do certain things for us, and that are outside of our control. But to be fair, we're meeting so many different artists and creative people, and it's opening all sorts of doors. People we'd never have been able to talk to in normal circumstances or what have you. But yeah, I say the most difficult part's probably tech. It always has been for us.
I mean, I think you're right, Richie, kind of like practically, but I think sort of emotionally, I think it's really hard to switch off. That's one of the things I struggle with. I went away for a few days this week. I mean, it's a bad time to do that, but there's no getting away from it. I didn't get a break. It was Richie's on the phone to me. He's like, "Oh, John, I've messed everything up. What's going on?" So it's really hard to sort of to step back sometimes, and it's it's tricky because at the same time you don't want to, because we're absolutely loving this. I love being part of the community and all that kind of stuff. But I think sometimes, you sort of, to avoid burning out, and you do, kind of need to try and look after yourself. But it is difficult sometimes.
So how are you dealing with it? I know from personal experience that it's very difficult, and then something outside of your control happens, and that can put you off big time. So how are you guys dealing with it? Or is it the same for Richie, or is Jon the one that struggles with this?
No, well, my problem is also I've got 2 young kids, and the missus works, and everybody's on school holidays at the moment, so that takes it to a different level of trying to fit everything in. But it's one of those things. If you weren't enjoying it, you wouldn't keep going back for more all the time. You would. It'd be.
Oh yeah, I mean it's not. I'm not like complaining about it. It's what we're doing right now is a privilege. We are having a blast. But it is relentless, and the space moves at such a rate, and it's kind of hard to keep up with it all sometimes. And I just think it's. I mean, it's hard to do. I guess, like I said, I tried to get away for a few days, but whatever.
Not going to happen, is it?
No. I guess it's sort of, Richie's better than me at it. He kind of forces himself. He'll go out and leave his phone and this, and sort of forces himself to detach from certainly the kind of social media and stuff. I struggle a bit more than that. I'm kind of just glued to my phone constantly. But I think sorry, go on.
No, I was gonna say it's very hard because this is a 24/7 thing, and we are not like, there's so many things happening during night, and we go and work and be productive. A lot of more things happen, and like we said, it's been 8 months, but in the NFT and crypto space, 8 months is at least a few years' time. At least it feels like that. There's so many things happening. So I can relate totally, especially since I kind of work a few hours as well in this space and all the crypto things. And now that I'm buying the farm and moving soon, there has been a lot of things outside of the workspace that have required a lot of time, which means that I've been very close to burnout once again, which I had experienced before. And that means that I have pushed it too far before. I should have taken a step back and dealt with it before, but yeah. It's so much fun. It's so much fun.
Is the farm going to be a full-on working farm, or more like an escape place for you? Then what's the plans there?
It will be both. Like we plan to start slow, and then we plan to grow a lot of veggies. Hopefully, grow everything we eat, veggie, like all the vegetables that you eat, and fruits and berries and everything like that. And then, if we enjoy living there, if we like it, we will also get some basic animals like chickens and perhaps ducks and perhaps pigs or something. We will see what happens. Perhaps we have a lot of ideas. We'll take it one step at a time. We have to. Like, it's a big step to move out to a farm. It's a big step to start to doing all of that work. Do I enjoy it? Do we want to be there?
Yeah.
Do we hate it after 6 months? We can't get animals and be responsible for them if we want to move away in the future. So we're taking it one step at a time. There's a lot of things that you need to do, a lot of rules you need to learn, a lot of like, if you buy a farm, a property, you also buy a business in Sweden. So I need to learn all the farming business and all the taxes and all that. Like, it's not enough to learn it about the crypto and NFT space. Now I also need to learn it about farming. It has a lot of benefits.
Farm and tax must be less complicated than crypto tax.
Well, it is less complicated in the fact that you are not selling stuff for everyone all over the world, which is one of the biggest things about NFTs that make it complicated. One of the reasons why I have not listed slices this month is because I need to create the system that works properly to deal with selling through all over the world. I have the code. I need to implement it. I need to test it. I need to make sure it works. How can people abuse it and everything like that.
And then you need to send it to me.
exactly. So there's a lot of things that, like, these are all awesome problems to have, because it's problems of success. The more successful you be, you will have a new kind of problem. It will be different ones, but you have to deal with them, and sometimes it just gets too much, and that's fine. It's all fun, it's all love. But
all nice. Running a farm, that's kind of like you know, like that's the dream, isn't it? You know, if I'm going to go get a place out in the country and be self-sufficient. So that's awesome that you're doing that. And
we will see.
It's like you say, the dream and the reality are two different things. It sounds like it'd be a ton of work, but
no, yeah, it will be a ton of work, but also working physically is great for recovery. It's great to clear your mind. It's great to come back. It's great to focus. So you just need to have a system in place so you can balance everything. And at times you will hate your life. At times you will love your life.
Yeah, totally.
So that's
how's the
all
internet
good.
set up out in the countryside though? Have you got? Are we still going to be streaming?
I have ordered fiber. They said it would take 16 weeks. I thought, hey, my friend ordered fiber. They said it would take about that time, and after 1 year, he still didn't have it.
Jeez.
The difference is I order it as a business, so they prioritize me, and it seemed to be done in a few weeks. I'm astonished.
Excellent.
So I will have a gigabit line out in the back doors. So that will be very exciting. There will be no Starlink, Nick. Nothing like that. We go fiber, we go gigabit line. Yeah, that's nice.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we will see. We will see. It's 22 acres. It's not the biggest farm, but it's not a small farm either. It's a.
I'll take that.
Nice
I'll take 22 acres.
Hell of a lot with 22 acres.
Yeah, you have enough room to place a fruit like an apple tree. It's plenty of space. But enough of that. So people that want to learn. So let's go back here. So this is the comic. This is what we are going to experience. Now we have. I like that we actually get to talk a little bit about you guys and get to know you and what's happening, because a lot of times these conversations, they skip over that. They skip over who you actually are, and I like that we can go into the personal side.
And everybody needs to buy this comic because I fancy buying myself a farm.
Okay, so how many are you selling? Is it enough for now?
We won't be buying a farm out of this one, but we just had that. This was another conversation about, are we selling a comic for the masses? Are we doing collectibles with lots of rarity? And we decided for the first one, we went quite scarce. So there's 100,000 panels in total. So yeah, there's enough base cards, and there is enough that people will be able to collect them. But yeah, we haven't made it a huge launch, a huge release.
And also, I think in this, it's a weird sort of position you find yourself in sometimes, because you do have to think about, like, you're at the present in this space is all important, but you do have to think about, especially with doing what we building something that we believe will sustain and will be here for a long time. So you want people, you know, who'll come in 12 months from now to be able to kind of to get involved in things. And we've seen with, you know, the first series of the horrors, it's impossible now for anyone really to collect. You know, I mean, you'd probably be able to get a base set, but that would cost you a ton, just a base set. So
yeah,
it's just an interesting sort of, you know, you kind of have to think for the present, but also where are we going to be in 12 months? And, you know, if we execute on all of our plans that we have, then, you know, we could be, I don't know, well, who knows? But
well, we don't know how big the space will be, but yeah, you've got to think if it keeps growing as it is. But we're selling to the current community rather than a potential community. But yeah, getting the numbers right as
it's a balancing act, isn't it?
So it sounds like it will be Marvel, DC Comics, and Ultrarare, right?
And not in that order though. Ultrarare first. We're the first to the market. They can follow. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if people enjoy the comics, you know, there's so much potential. You know, it feels like the next step, you know, with NFTs kind of really bringing genuine narrative to them, I think that's what people attach to, you know, they want characters and stories, and it's who knows, it's got so much potential where it could go.
In the space, there's a lot of games and a lot of things, and they've all got a bit of a story, or they're all like kind of speaking about story, but they've got no way of really getting that to the masses. There's a story behind everything.
There's a story behind that, I'll say that.
Yeah, so
that's all the narrative you need.
If everyone's got a story but no way of telling it, I think this is the first way that you can actually get an NFT based narrative out there for everyone to read it in a readable fashion, rather than
in a collectible, interesting, fun way as well. You know.
Yeah. when you are growing like this, I mean, right now there are, I don't know how many NFT platforms there are. There are communities in every one of them. Have you considered utilizing more platforms to reach a bigger audience, or are you only gonna focus on Wax, or will you do everything? What's the plan here?
I mean, what I would say is I don't think it's something we really thought about, but we listen to our community and we watch what our community are doing, and we're part of our community. You know, it's not like we sort of sat over them. It's we are members of our community, and our community are going on different chains. They're bringing these things back to us, and it's you know, people are bouncing around, and I don't see why we can't do that personally. I think different chains have different potential, you know, and I think what we're doing on Wax wouldn't work on Ethereum, for example.
No.
But other things might work over there that wouldn't work on Wax necessarily. And I think if we have an idea and we can come up with something that's unique and it fits that platform, then I'd be all for it. I think I'm not particularly, I'm quite agnostic with chains, and, you know, I'm not a crypto person. I come into it from a very different perspective. So I didn't even know about blockchains and things, you know, back in May when I started collecting. Particularly. And I still don't know. So I, you know, I'm kind of, I'll go with the creativity, and if I see an opportunity to create something that's unique and I think we can contribute to something, that's what excites me. So, and I think, you know, I do believe as we go further in that it will, all this kind of chains and tribalism that you kind of experience, and I think will have to go away if you want the mainstream audience to come into it, because my friends who, you know, they're not interested what chain we're on. They just want what they want. Do you know what I mean? And
the only ones that care which chain you're on is those that are holding the Wax token.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
and to be honest, a lot of the marketplaces are really bad compared to Atomic App. So right now, in my point of view, Wax is the smoothest to use, even though this you need more Wax stake to do a lot of things. The Atomic Hub marketplace is by far the best one in usability. We have a lot of tools coming. Nefty blocks, all the tools, they're coming. There are new marketplaces. But the space is growing like crazy, and it's good to keep your eyes open. I know David Boller, the guy behind Chaos Moon, he has a different collection on different blockchains. So he doesn't mix the collections, but he has presence on multiple ones because he believes there are different kind of communities for different storylines, so to speak.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. It's like, you know, if you're telling a story, you know, there are so many ways to tell a story, you know, a film, TV, a short story, a novel, a comic, you know, and the story has to fit that medium. And I think it's the same thing with blockchains. I think that's the way I kind of look at it. And, you know, there are certain things going on Ethereum right now that are kind of really interesting. But like you say, I do think that a lot of the other chains don't.
Selling stones.
I mean, it's crazy. I don't quite understand it all, but it's really fascinating to sort of watch and to sort of see where that goes.
Wouldn't sell like mass-produced collectibles on Ethereum, because if it's going to cost you $30 to list a $2 card, it's not going to happen.
But this is the kind of art that sells for $100,000.
I've not seen that. That's a masterpiece.
That was only 100K. Wow.
Bargain.
It's crazy, really.
It's interesting though, because it's about context, isn't it? And looking at, and I think that's, you know, like the maybe people who aren't in the space kind of would miss that. I don't know what the context is around that particular image, but I imagine there's some pretty fantastic reason why, you know. And I think that's one of the things we've always talked about. It's building that context around something, and, you know, building that world and what does it mean to people and all that. And I think, to me, that's fascinating. It's that you can have that image sell for so much money, but I don't understand why personally, but, you know, I'm sure there's a reason.
Yeah, like it's the same reason Dogecoin did pump. It's a meme thing. I mean, imagine people buying Ethereum at $1. They are holding it still. Perhaps they have been they were miners in the beginning. Perhaps they put in a lot of money. They have bought a lot of ICOs. They made a lot of money doing it. If you make a lot of money quickly and you don't realize it, you start to spend it on stupid things.
We need to get that bridge working, don't we? Get the blocks.
Yeah, but those people that have made all of that money on Ethereum with all of those percentage it went up, they are not gonna go to another blockchain to spend that money because they want to embrace their bag. I'm not saying anything is wrong with that. I'm just it is one of the explanations of why Ethereum prices are crazy. It's been here for a long time. It has increased in price for crazy amount of increases in price. I mean, wax went from 0.4 cents up to where we are now.
18, isn't it?
Exactly, and that's it was 4 cents to 18, and that's a big increase. But it's not. If you put in $1,000, it's not $1 million. It's like you have had a good increase, but you haven't lost your mind yet.
And everyone spends the wax as soon as you get it, don't you? You can't hold wax. It just it doesn't last in the wallet for long.
Yeah. So that like, and for that reason, it's interesting. And we can see like on the Binance Smart Chain, there are games. There are a lot of games there that there is play to earn. They have NFTs. They just launch a website, play to earn. We have NFTs. You go in and play, and usually the game actually works. It's a crappy game. You spend some tokens, you get a character, you go and you hit mine or fight, exactly like Alien Worlds. But the vision isn't there. For me, Alien Worlds has a big vision. I think it still has potential to grow like crazy from where we are now.
For sure.
But they are kind of missing that. But people just throw money in there because people have bought BNB when it was very cheap.
We're going back to the conversation about what churns. That in the BSC, that's everybody's talking about that again in our community for the games. So it would be crazy if we're going to go the games route to not be looking that way as well.
So to do the research and to look at it and to look at all the options, I think it would be silly not to. That's kind of our responsibility, you know, to know these things, I guess.
Yeah, it is crazy for sure. I actually bought my first Ethereum NFTs yesterday.
You're probably not the first person to say that, I imagine.
Was it a rock?
No, it wasn't a rock. I mean, it was these 3 zombies, and like what you pay for them, is crazy. And my research on them is 0. I treat it as a big gamble. It's like I'm gonna get rug pulled. This is all crap. I'm gonna do it either way because hey, it's fun, and I can do that because I've been lucky enough to make some money in crypto. So I do stupid mistakes, as I just said that the people that made money do stupid things with money.
And we all FOMO as well, don't we?
It's mental. You have to be careful. You have to take a step back and realize what you're doing. It sometimes it feels fake with all the wax being thrown around for some NFTs, and it's mental.
I told my missus about how much I spent on one of our cards, the death card of the 4 Horsemen. If I told her I'd spent a load on a rock, I don't know what the reaction would have been to that. It was bad enough with one of my own cards.
Yeah, it's crazy. But imagine being the person that said, "Yeah, I bought this rock NFT and I sold it for $100,000." Like your tax office is wondering, "Hey, how did you get this money?" Yeah, I bought this
hard
image.
to explain, isn't it?
And someone bought, and this is like, there's a lot of question marks. I understand why they are going hard for regulations on this.
That's got money laundering written all over it.
Yeah, a lot of these things are it is, you can explain it by people making a lot of money and they do not respect the money they have made because they didn't work hard for it. They didn't save a small sum each month and saw it go up 5%, 10%. They bought something, half a year later it's 10,000%. They go crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
Wasn't it always when Lambo though, not when Rock for 100k? He's gone the wrong route there.
Yeah, insane. So from all your horrors, which one is your favorite release so far, or favorite card?
Which was our favourite release?
Release and card. My favourite card is probably the Death animated one from the Four Horsemen, the Ultra Rare. I love that card.
Yeah,
So that was I bought that one on opening night. I enjoy it.
Favorite release, I think, was Series 2, because it felt like you know, at the time, like a really bold sale for us, the way we did it. But I don't think I've seen a sale go so well, and people really happy with it, and so it was just a good experience for people. And I don't think there would be many sales where you could say that. So for me, I thought that we kind of really hit it out of the park on that one. In fairness to us.
Yeah, because obviously we had the really limited numbers, and a lot of our collectors missed out, and that was just a negative experience. People like the pack prices, the times 10 very quickly, but that's no good. That's great for the flippers, but it's awful for our community.
Yeah, for the collectors. Yeah, so I think Series 2. I think we did it very well. Favorite card for me, I really love that. Like Nee's got it, the Medusa coloured card from Series 2.
One of these.
It's one of the guest cards, but it's the colour card of it. I love that card.
1 year picked up the Mythic, didn't he? He got the Mythic Rainbow.
Yeah, he's got it. I'm working on him. See if I can get it off him. I don't think I will. But...
Yeah, no, I really enjoy these. I mean, I do have a lot of these NFTs for a reason, so it's very nice. I don't know which one I like the most, but if I go to my profile, I think I have one of the horror ones as my...
Oh, let's have a look.
Like I have here, we can see I have 2 NFTs. One is my own and one is yours.
Oh, nice.
Did you pull that card, did you?
No, I pulled another one and I traded and someone wanted to trade me, and I'm like, hey, you want to collect these? I'm happy to trade it. I like this as well.
It's a good one, that. I like it.
It's a good one.
Yeah. I don't remember what the name was for the one I had before, but there was someone that, like, there are 3 different colors on them, right?
Yeah, so you've got with Series 2 Mythics, you've got the black and white, the classic, you've got the colour and the neon. And if you collected all 3, we did like a rainbow Mythic, so which was pretty cool actually. And we I didn't think that many would get collected, but there was about 20 in the end, wasn't there?
Yeah, 19 in total. Yeah, we thought, maybe 1 or 2 people might be able to put it together. We had 19.
Or a handful at maximum, because they're so hard to sort of. You don't pull them from packs, and they can get pretty expensive. So
we also thought some wouldn't get pulled, obviously, because it was a little bit of a risk, the 13-minute open sale, and we were worried that obviously we've always hit like 90% pack opening, and we were worried we wouldn't do that if there was a lot more packs. We had 92% pack opening already, so it's crazy that how many did get open. So most of the mythics are out there, although there are a few still hiding.
But yeah, it was. I mean, that's the thing with our community. We should never just never underestimate them. They always surprise us, and
yeah, but it's fun, right?
Oh yeah, it's awesome. We love it.
It's I do have some NFTs on different accounts, but I like on this account right here, I do have a few hashtag ones.
Oh, have you got the number 1 Cyclops guest? That's a nice card. I like that.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I've been pulling some nice ones.
You do. You've got the look.
You cracked some packs as well, though, didn't you? I think if I remember right, you
I did buy a lot of them, and usually before I always sold a bunch to make back what I bought them for, so all NFTs are free. I have not done that so far on the horrors.
So that's a big compliment.
Yeah, I think so. It's Exit Limbo and horrors right now that is the main ones that I haven't done that.
Very cool.
Oh, you'll have some good points on Wax Arena with those 2 collections.
Yes, I do have some nice ones. So you were one of the first collections on there, on Wax Arena.
Yeah, well, there was a few on before us, but then we spoke to a sheik who runs it. He approached us, and yeah, we've got a good feel for him. He's very passionate about it, and it seemed like a really good project. So we thought we'd go with them.
Yeah, I agree. Since I'm also here for a while ago, a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
What really appealed to us with that is it's the in-wallet staking, and I think that opens up so many possibilities. You know, if our cards can stake on 5, 6, 7 different platforms, I mean, that's fantastic for our collectors as a just, you know, as a bonus. So we think that's kind of the way it will, you know, the staking model will have to go, because, you know, if you're asking people to take the cards out of your wallet, you're not going to compete with keeping your cards and then staking them on 5 or 6 different platforms. So.
Nobody wants the cards out the wallet anyway. A lot of people, even though obviously Wax Arena's just new, we don't know value or anything like that, but people, as soon as they had the chance, they were getting them back in the wallet, just because the people had been talking about that for a long time anyway. Aether is great and what have you, but people don't want to lock the cards away.
But I mean, like, so this is my hot wallet, and the evaluation based on market right now is I have $23,000 worth of NFTs in my hot wallet, which is kind of crazy. Like, this shouldn't, like, you should not have a lot of value in a cloud wallet. You should not have it on a key just laying on a random computer, because there is a risk that something goes wrong and you lose everything. And if you are not that tech savvy, you should probably have something like this. This is a Ledger hardware wallet, and Wax Arena allows me to use this and also have them staked. If I send them into a honeypot like Art Planet, now I'm not saying that anything will happen, but if you follow the crypto news right now, you have seen that there was a hack of $650 million, and that shouldn't have happened, but that was because there was one key that shouldn't be where it was. They had the multi-sig. That multi-sig was a one key multi-sig, which is, if anyone knows, you need one key to do anything. And it's a risk at some point, depending on how much value you have, that risk is not worth taking. And you need to secure it up, because since there are NFTs, if you lose them, you can't go and call some law enforcement and they're like, yeah, we go and fetch it back for you, because hey, it's somewhere and you do not know who has it, unless they make stupid mistakes.
Good luck claiming on your insurance for the value of your NFTs.
Yeah, actually there are, like, I was looking at some DeFi insurance, because I'm thinking about putting some stablecoin staking for, you can find for like 2% up to 20% depending on platform. And there are insurances for whatever you put in there. So you can put insurance on your DeFi in case there is a hack, in case there is a rug pull or something like that. I'm not sure, like, of course it's an insurance, they will not cover everything. They will try their best to get out of giving you any money. But as long as you read it, there will be a few of them, and I'm sure there will be more of them for NFTs as well. Yeah.
Getting the market value right for them, though. They fluctuate every day. You've got no idea. So how much is this one worth? Well,
yeah, that is crazy. I guess it only makes sense if you have a lot of them, or if you have one or two that is really valuable, and it makes sense. I mean, if you have a bunch of Alien World lands, it does make sense to try to get some kind of insurance on them, because it adds up to a lot of money.
About the amount of a farmland cost, isn't it? There's a lot of Alien World lands.
Yeah, pretty much, exactly. Like, so this is one account that I find very interesting. He has $1.6 million worth of NFTs in here.
Wow.
Whose is that? Do we know what's the address?
Yeah. Yeah, you can see it on screen. It's Savior of NFTs. So at least it's not a cloud wallet. But like, if you don't have this on a hardware wallet, I'm not saying that a hardware wallet is 100% safe, but at least it removes some errors of like human errors. And if you have that amount of money, you probably want to have an insurance of some kind.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a nice chunk to lose in case something happens.
I hope he knows his password.
Yeah, I do. And a big chunk of that is Alien World lands for this guy.
Yeah.
He has 186 Alien Worlds lands, and if anyone knows what that means, it means it has a nice amount of lands.
A shitload of TLM coming in.
He's making all of us like, yeah, we want to be that guy. He's our idol. No, he's awesome. So we have been chatting now for 1 hour and 6 minutes. Is there anything else we should dig into, or should we say that, hey, we have been speaking about this for an hour? Should we just summarize what is happening? What's up?
We should say something about the mine and say, get yourselves over to the Telegram or our Twitter or our website, because we are giving away 60,000 free NFTs on Alien World over the next couple of months. So I don't think anybody's done that many before. I know you, Anders, were you doing 40 an hour at one point?
Yeah.
I think you beat our 25 from last time, but yeah, we're going bigger again. But there's
nice.
a new set that just launched yesterday on that, and then comic sale on Sunday.
Yeah, we keep saying to Michael, who sorts out all the distribution, how big can we go? Come on, we want to go. We want to do the biggest. I think he loves the challenge. I think we break that butler. But he comes back strong.
So on your website, where do people find out about what they should do, where your lands are?
Our website is getting a complete revamp, and it will be going live before the sale. So is it on there at the moment, that free sets info?
Yeah, we've not officially announced it. We've kind of told our community and so our guys are sort of doing it. But before we kind of put anything out on Twitter and which we will announce it tomorrow, Friday the 13th.
Nice.
Might be a big day for the horrors. We've got something good coming along, extra, that not many people know about. So, but you'll just see that happen. But yeah, so it's not actually, we've not officially announced it yet. So
yeah, we'll let our community have first dig at it before everybody else comes. But yeah, we'll get all the information out there pretty soon.
That's good. I like that is something you have been doing right from the start. You are rewarding the community, and you're rewarding those that actually spend time and being there, and that's awesome. And I'm pretty sure this is for laugh, but when stake, sir?
For the comic.
Yeah.
The comic will stake out the gate on Wax Arena. So if that's what people are interested in, but you know, I wouldn't. That's a bonus thing.
Yeah, I just think it's making fun, because that's been the question.
For sure, yeah.
From
they will actually stake now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had people asking if they're going on our planet, but there's no chance we're taking them out the wallet, because they need to be in your wallet for their actual utility.
Yeah, no, that's true. The comics would be very difficult to do if they're not in your wallet. It's kind of like makes it, you know, redundant.
Yeah, that's nice.
I think it's worth saying with the comic as well that we it's 8 parts. We're seeing all the art come, and you know, Kev. We didn't even talk about the artist Kev Hopgood, who's the illustrator for the comics. He's really experienced illustrator. He's worked for 2000 AD for Marvel, co-created War Machine for Marvel UK. So, you know, real, you know, top-notch artists, really experienced. So the comic sort of, it's like I say, the Beast and Butchers is 8 parts. We've got other, obviously, you know, horrors are going to enter the comic world, and we've got some very cool stuff with that. And then there's other things that we're in discussion with. So in terms of the comics, we've already got a lot of potential content. We'll have to see how it you know, how the market takes it, how the community takes it, and we'll kind of play it by ear a bit. But yeah, we've got some very cool stuff in the works coming.
That's nice. I just found his Twitter here, so I will link it in the chat if anyone wants to dig into who your master is. I'm pretty sure I found the right guy.
Yeah, check him out. He's really talented.
Yeah, really cool guy as well.
I got a Wikipedia page, is his bio on Twitter, so that's nice. But yeah, so what's the price? What should I pay?
Well, we're doing the whitelist, so half the packs are going to the whitelist. There's 10 packs of 10 and packs of 25. Packs of 10 are $20. Packs of 25 are $45. You can buy, if you're on the whitelist, you can buy 2 bigs and 2 smalls, and then there'll be a bit of a cool down, and you'll get to go again if they don't all sell, because the whitelist is 650 people, so I can't imagine everyone's going to purchase.
650 is not 666.
It's actually 664, isn't it? I saw it today. Why on earth is it not 666? I'll go on. I'll create 2 more accounts.
I'll split my sets for multiple accounts. Don't worry.
Well, all right. We'll go around 666 accounts. But yeah, then there's the public sale, which you can buy 1 big, 1 small with a 1-minute cooldown. Yeah, and that's for half. That's for half the packs as well, or just over.
Yeah.
So you need two more hardcore collectors, and then you are set for life.
Yeah, then nobody else is allowed to collect ever. We're just having 666.
Oh, that's awesome. No, but this is great. And for anyone watching this and want to learn more, there are links in the description. People can go to ultrarare.uk. It's been going above my head all the time, so if you haven't seen it by now, I don't know what you have been doing. It's a moving text. Go there, participate, and have fun. And if nothing else, go and join the Telegram and find all the fun memes they have. Right? So thanks, guys, for coming on. And yeah, it was a blast. It was fun to sit down and chat to you again, John and Rich.
Always a pleasure, and as always.
Peace.